My name is Jean, and welcome to Literarily My Way. Have you ever heard the saying, a picture paints 1,000 words? Well, so do Arpilleras, and that will be our focus today, Arpilleras. So I'm going to invite you to join me for a little trip through South America. The book that I'm using today as my inspiration is a book that's called Tonight is Carnaval by Arthur Doros. This book is illustrated with Arpilleras. And so wherever you look in the book, whatever you see, you're actually able to get a feel for Arpilleras. And I invite you to check out some of the Arpilleras on the Literally My Way Pinterest board. Just check out Arpilleras and you'll be able to find them very easily. Now, let me tell you a little about Arpilleras. The word itself means burlap originally, or some kind of heavy backing, which they were sewn on. Now, it now is usually used for scraps of life. And there are actually books out there called Scraps of Life, and they tell you about the Chilean arpillera makers. And that's where we're going to begin our journey, here in Chile. And Chile is where the arpilleras originated during the times of Augusto Pinochet. And the women, usually backed by a Catholic church or one of the orders, actually got together to make arpilleras in protest of Pinochet's way of governing. He was a dictator. And the cruelty, the brutality, the murders, the disappearing of folks were the center of many of the arpillera themes. And when you saw the original ones, it might be black birds ripping a child away from a mother's arm, or a slaughter of sort from the government of people at a soccer stadium. Very gruesome. They now, from Chile, they went into Peru, parts of Bolivia, Colombia, and now you can find them in various other places, including the United States. Some of you might remember the sweaters that had the little dolls on them that stuck out on them. Those were arpillera sweaters, and they were, several years ago, they were very, very popular in the United States. And what we're going to do is look at some. I have 5 here, but before we do that, this book is a great book. It's called In Her Hands, and it tells you a little about this craftswomen changing the world, and one of the chapters is on arpilleras. And so the book, as I told you already, is called Tonight is Carnaval, and here you see some of my Peruvian figures. One of the instruments, a zampoña. Now, I told you that it means scraps of life. Let me share with you how they paint pictures. This one is baile. That's what it's entitled. And baile is dance. So this one portrays a dancing in a village. Some type of celebration. As you see, they're all dressed. For a celebration, they're dressed alike. You see the mountains. You see the animals. You see the harvest. You see a lot of different things there. This one is called selva. And selva is the jungle. So you see snakes. You see the abundance of the trees, the fruitfulness. You see tigers and other animals. You see people coming back from work. You see chosas. So you see their way of living. In front of me, there are 3. This first one, okay, you can see the trees. You see the cactus. You see the sun shining. You see what's taking place in that one. The one over there is very similar. This one was actually made by one of my former students. And so you can see where they have the land, the mountains in the back, the clouds, animal, tree, and also a person. So they're not hard to make. The one thing you need to know about them, besides having your scissors, your needle, your thread, and some material, is you also will need a little bit of yarn. As you can see, around each one of them, of these, they have been, there's yarns where you just do a little crocheting, or if you don't know how to crochet, some type of attaching it. Okay, every one of the arpilleras are made by hand. That's another important fact. So there's no sewing machine. It's the needle, the thread, and the material, and some kind of heavy backing. Muslin, burlap, gabardine can work. Just some kind of heavy backing, and then you cut out things to make. So you cut out whatever colors you have. I could have a blue sky here, part of a girl's dress here, just whatever you want to be able to display and portray life. If I was doing one on where I grew up, I might do one in Boston and have 10 buildings like projects and all of those kinds of things. If I used my summer when I was sent to my grandfather's house to work, I might have a tobacco field because I worked in tobacco. I may have the house. I may have his farm, corn, all of those kinds of things to show you and give you an idea of a scrap of my life, a little piece of my life. And again, I'll check out Pinterest, and there will be a blog post as well as this video that will highlight Arpilleras. And as I say, it's already on Pinterest. That one is already up and live. So again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming with us to Peru and to Chile and the other South American countries. And again, take time and try to make an arpillera. And if we might do one on the video, how to make an arpillera, where we sit down and actually go through the steps. But again, I thank you for visiting. This is Jean from Literally My Way. Welcome to the world of arpilleras. Thank you.